Okay, we're on. Donohue, 545-232. Council, your appearances and bar numbers.
Good morning, Your Honor. Peter James, 10091, here with Susie Lozano Donohue.
Thank you. Retained?
Yes, Your Honor.
I appreciate it.
Pro bono.
Oh, pro bono. Through the pro bono project?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Afternoon, Your Honor. Joseph Noel, bar number 8210, attorney of record for Mr. Jerry Donohue, who is present, unbundled.
Unbundled. Thank you. Okay, status check, mom's living situation, payment of $10,000. Any updates?
I will make this representation.
Okay, you
I
go
will
first.
confirm if the court wants to swear him in. I don't think that's necessary, though. My client is going to tender the $10,000 check tomorrow to plaintiff's office. He will then call him when the funds clear. He believe it may be by Friday, Saturday at the latest.
Personal check? Cashier's check?
yeah,
Certified?
Well, whatever. Well, he can't get certified because he's giving the check before the funds are actually
Oh,
cleared.
yeah.
We want to get the check there as soon as possible. As a attorney in Nevada, even though he's suspended, my client understands that giving a check for $10,000 without sufficient funds is a felony. Of course, the funds, as soon as they clear, he will notify him.
Go through council then.
Yeah, we want to make sure we want to assure the court there's no shenanigans here.
What time frame are we talking about? By tomorrow?
He will have the check over to opposing counsel's office tomorrow.
And
he will then
then-
call as soon as they clear, Friday, Saturday at the latest.
Really? Okay. Cool. Who's doing the clearance? There's some kind of, we're waiting for a bank check, another bank check to post, or?
Yeah, that, I don't have the details on that.
Did he borrow money from his parents? Is that what it is?
No.
Where did he get the funds from?
He sold whatever he could, Judge. This is self.
Sold?
Yes.
Sold what? JPI violation. You said he was getting his money from his parents.
Honor, he can't get the money from
That's
his
my
parents.
understanding. All right, but what did he sell? That's
I think we
fine.
should put him under oath, Judge.
Okay, stand, raise your right hand, sir, real quick.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help God?
Yes.
Okay. If he sold, yeah, it might be a JPI issue, and if he sold, yeah, you might have sold her 50% interest, so we don't do any double dips here. You know what I'm talking about?
I understand, Judge.
Okay, but what did he sell?
I don't remember the exact quantity, but I sold some cryptocurrency that is community property, but I'm giving the entire
Cryptocurrency?
amount to her.
Your Honor, he hasn't listed cryptocurrency in his disclosures.
Yes,
Is
he
yes,
has.
I have.
They're
What,
hanging
is that
out, yeah.
Bitcoin or something?
Yes, Bitcoin, yes.
Oh,
I haven't received any Bitcoin statements.
His
okay,
financial
sounds like you gotta get
disclosure-
more discovery, Mr. James.
Yeah. His financial disclosure form does list it.
Full transparency, Mr. Knoll. Make sure you
Absolutely.
get him whatever to trace the source of the funding.
Absolutely.
Is it done through the internet? The sale?
Yes, ma'am. Or it can be done on a telephone, either one, but it was done through the
Is
internet.
there a way to document it and get us a receipt of how the sale? Do you have that? That is going to be part of discovery.
I'm not sure I follow what you just asked.
Yeah, go ahead. You can talk.
I don't know anything about this, but the judge wants a paper trail.
I have a little understanding what Bitcoin is and the mining of Bitcoins and all that, and then there's sort of a weird valuation of it.
This raises another issue, Judge. He's saying he can't afford to do the
Well.
alcohol evaluation because he doesn't have any money. And then we discovered
he's selling
he's got
Bitcoins.
about $14,000
I
in
hear you.
available credit, and now he's got Bitcoin. We
Okay.
got some credibility problems on the other side.
I might be a little, I read about Bitcoins too, but I just don't know how they maintain their accounts.
If you can pull 10 grand out this quick, Judge, you can pull the 2,500 out to do the alcohol evaluation.
Hear
You
you.
could this entire time.
Okay, I'll tell you what. It could be a credibility issue, but we can try and get you 10 grand tomorrow, get your client 10 grand so she can find a place to stay. At least that's the emergency issue. If there's credibility issue, you guys got to dig for more information, full transparency, and find out what kind of, or how many Bitcoins more he's holding up and how the exchange rate valuation and all that, and where do they maintain their accounts. There's got to be some site, a main source. It could be a PayPal account, it could be a Bitcoin main account that you have. I don't know because I don't dabble in Bitcoins, but
I can elaborate slightly.
That would be for discovery, but all I can say is
at any rate, we're going to get her 10 grand.
we're going to have the check over there
Source of
tomorrow.
funds is Bitcoin, cashing out of cryptocurrency. Discovery will be exchanged on the sale, and then it'll be up in the air if it's part of community property, no double dips. And as you garner more information, if you think there's more cryptocurrency available that could be sold to get more information on do evaluations or anything, or expert fees or funds to counsel as pro bono counsel, we'll talk about that.
Understand.
Okay.
Your Honor, one other thing, I'm just giving the court notice. I spoke to opposing counsel about this. I spoke to my client about this.
Yeah,
Tomorrow morning, I will be filing my notice of withdrawal as an unbundled capacity.
duly noted.
Reasons I'm not comfortable putting on the record.
Okay.
But I still have 3 outstanding orders, and I've agreed with opposing counsel to try to deal with those first thing tomorrow morning. And I should note to the court, the one, if you don't mind, counsel, we were last time we were here a week ago, we talked about an order to show cause.
Yeah.
I carefully read the rules. I can't do that, but I can do an order to appear for those 3 entities that stuck their nose in this action, the interveners. And that order to appear, because they put their nose in here, can be mailed to them. You can order them to appear. Then if they don't show up, then they're in contempt of court. And if they do show up, you can ask them any question that you deem
I'm
appropriate.
thinking in a similar case I've had.
Pardon?
Yeah, I'm thinking I've had the same situation in
Okay.
a similar case. That is, I think, the right language, order to appear.
Yep, and that's what I did. And counsel did
I
point out.
appreciate
I
that. Thank you.
actually put accidentally an order to show cause on one line there, but I'll
Okay.
change that to order to appear.
Very good. Do you need any signatures or anything?
No, we'll be submitting this, again, hopefully by runner tomorrow before I file my notice of withdrawal.
Let my staff know if you need an expedite and a judge's signature on it, you can walk it through.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, well, yeah, sure, you're free to file your notice of withdrawal.
Now, Judge,
Is he getting another attorney? He's going to now proceed in proper person?
I kind of blindsided my client. I told him before I got in here, though, I don't think Mr. Donohue has had a chance to consider that.
Yeah.
Now, Judge, I have some concerns here, not about that. My client's been living in a shelter for all this time and living off the good graces of other people while he's got at least 10 grand in a Bitcoin account. Not explaining how he's making his living and saying that
First
he's
time I've
also
heard of it, too.
So,
What you need? What kind of discovery you need? Now Mr. Knoll's getting off the case tomorrow, and
and that's fine. I'll deal with Mr. Donohue. But I just want to note this for the record,
duly noted.
that more game playing. More game playing, just like with this whole property issue, all of this, game playing.
Your Honor, for the record, then, I would like to point out that my client's $43,000 watch is in her possession.
No.
Hold on. And the letters I've sent
No.
over for that to counsel were completely ignored.
Duly
Mr.
noted.
Donahue will have all those
We
records.
go all day back and forth on this, but it seems like Mr. James in the court been blindsided about the existence of a Bitcoin.
Understand.
We need to know more about this, and is it all gone, sir? Can you prove all Bitcoin currency? Or are you still retaining some that can be cashed out to fund some of this litigation?
I guess it could be cashed out to fund some of the litigation.
Okay.
I mean, I did ask my dad if I could borrow some money, and he was like, no, my wife doesn't want me to loan you money.
Okay.
So I went to the alternative I had.
Okay. So how long have you been garnering Bitcoins?
Oh, gosh.
That's interesting. First one I've heard
2 or
that.
3 years?
2 or 3 years?
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And do
All this time, where
do
did
you
the
know
money
how much you've built up? How do you quantify?
It dropped tremendously in value over the past month, but honestly, I would tell you the value if I knew it. I just don't know it. I mean, I could look it up.
Yes. Can it be quantified? Can you tell me? Have you
Yes.
have you cashed out 50% of all your Bitcoins? Or
No.
just a portion of it? So I need to get an idea.
Small portion, yes.
Small portion. So we need a full accounting on all Bitcoins that are, and how are they maintained in an account?
It's honestly, I don't completely understand it. It's called
Yeah,
a wallet.
I'm sorry?
A wallet,
A wallet,
but
yeah,
but it's electronic,
right?
and I can
And you
get
have to-
online and get into my account through a two-step verification
Yeah,
means, 2 steps,
Right.
and then I can see what I have, or
Right.
we have. I
Right.
can see what we have, but how it's all maintained, that's beyond my knowledge.
Your Honor, this account should be liquidated and placed on deposit with the court.
can we, well,
Guy's indigent. And he's living
okay,
off this
yeah.
Bitcoin account and
Hold
hiding all this
on, Your Honor,
time.
I'm going to have to...
I'm not going to do anything that fast, but I will need to probably get a short education. I do a little bit, I do read up on computer stuff. I know there's things like you mine for Bitcoins and all that. And that's how the concept started it. But there is process evaluation, maybe there is a process of quantification, and then we need to find out a printout of the contents of his Bitcoin wallet. This is a tech, you might have to hire a techie guy or something to do this. But it's a two-step verification, maybe with a password questions to figure out to do it. But when you pull it up, sir, you got a printout of what's contained in your wallet.
And I want the history over the last 2 years of any money going in or out.
Second of all, you can do your legal action thing and do an injunction or a freezing or a JPI, order to freeze. But these Bitcoin people, they're kind of, I don't know if they're elusive or not, because it's and who is actually behind all the Bitcoin people. It's supposed to be a community of people that are running this exchange of currency. It's weird. But if there's a way to preserve the contents of the wallet, then what you do on an extreme way is to turn over the account to a officer of the court so that you can't access it by changing the password and the two-step verification, so we can preserve these Bitcoins. They could, yeah, I don't know, valuation is either up and down like the stock market, but there's also rumors, about whether or not this thing will have any more value now, but he was able to garnish that kind of money. Cash out now might be a good idea, because it could be a non-existing concept by tomorrow, for all I know. The way this Bitcoin, they think Bitcoin is going to be the new exchange currency for the world, but some people think that Bitcoin's going to fizzle out. So you got to get a Bitcoin expert or something. That's my suggestion. Change the password and turn over the account to an officer of the court. One of you guys, or a trust account. Mr. James will be the. He's a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Tender that over tomorrow, Judge?
Your Honor,
We need to do the accounting for the Bitcoin, the wallet, and we need to change the password to turn the account over to a trusted officer of the court. Yes, so that way
Your
it
Honor,
prevents any kind of access.
Sorry, I would be suspect of opposing counsel doing nothing personal, because every time he's in here, he's asked for attorney fees at a pro bono capacity.
Your Honor,
Right.
that's perfectly
I
allowed.
haven't given him any. It's pro bono.
Because there is money to be had. This is for true indigency and to represent my client. But when the community actually has money and he's hiding it,
It's on his FDF, counsel.
the new
Let's,
one is, but he's not disclosed it before. It's not on the prior.
Take it in
FDF.
context. Mr. James is a solo practitioner.
As am I.
Are you solo?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he has to front all the copying costs, all the runner costs, all the filing costs, WizNet costs. He's got to do all that. And
As
the
do
front,
I, and I've not charged this person one penny.
And that's commendable,
Not
both
received
of
one
you,
penny from him.
commendable. So if there's any kind of funding, if he'd like to get his own attorney, we'd be happy to apportion the costs, maybe
May I
even
suggest
equally, if he
Senator
wants to
Miller
retain
versus
a divorce
Wilfong.
attorney and give each of you
May I
attorney's fees and use these maybe possible asset.
May I suggest this,
Yes.
Judge?
Yeah, who's
Whatever
going to
amount's
be the...
in there, cash it out, put an opposing counsel's trust account. Half the money goes to plaintiff, half the money goes to defendant.
Well, we would be having further requests and sanctions on this. But Judge Miller versus Wilfong allows me in a pro bono case to actually get attorney's fees when there are fees to be had. The law is excruciatingly clear on this.
His point, well taken. Let's cash it out. See what we can get.
Split it.
Yeah, guys know any Bitcoin experts?
Just cash it out, just right now. Cash it out.
I've never had a case
He
on
cashed out
Bitcoin.
10 grand.
I don't know anything about
You
it.
want to get on a laptop in the back room? How does that work, sir? Get into your wallet and just say, I want
Right,
cash out.
you have to get into the wallet, and then you can execute buys or sells.
Right?
They call it trades.
Yes. And how long does the process take if you want to do a full cash out, whatever's remaining? And then
I would say possibly by next.
it takes days,
Oh yeah, I would say probably 5 on average.
5 days.
Yes, ma'am. Because there's not always a buyer when you're a seller, and vice versa.
Goodness gracious. Unless you guys are somebody who's expert on that to do the buying and selling. And you take some kind of skill and expertise to do the buying and selling?
No, ma'am. You just have to
They
have the
just
money
offer
to
it out
buy,
there?
and you want the money when you sell.
Okay.
But
He needs
they
5 days
don't
to cash
always-
everything out. And you're able to document this?
Able to document what?
The sale, how much is there, everything.
The unloading of the
I
Bitcoins.
don't know how to document it, but certainly I can try.
Did they send you emails?
What's that?
Did they send you emails? No?
Oh, my.
How do they give you alerts that there's a buyer ready and waiting? You just
Well,
check.
no, you don't. It's just like the stock market. You place an order, and then the order gets filled.
Oh.
Stock market normally 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Bitcoin has been more like 5 days. But you place the order, buy or sell.
Oh.
They call it a trade,
Uh-huh.
and then somebody comes along and takes the opposite end of the order.
They take your Bitcoin, they give you cash in exchange.
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to have them unload it. All of it.
And I would assert this on my client's behalf.
Okay.
The reason this came up is because he was honest with the court. He's not hiding
I
anything.
have a question. If I tell you get on my computer right now and pull up your wallet, can I get a snapshot of how much is in there right now?
No, ma'am, I don't have the ability to do that.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I don't, and I can explain that as
Okay,
well.
Please do. Please do.
I have a portable computer
Yeah.
that I log in to the website. Then I have an automatic password load in. I don't remember my password. It's been 3 years. But then once my password is loaded in and I hit enter, my phone gets a second step verification to where I have to type that in also.
Yes.
That's to avoid somebody stealing when they get your password.
Fully encrypted, yeah.
Right. But I don't remember my password. It's been 3 years.
Oh, but when you just do it at your computer at home,
Yes, ma'am. It automatically loads the password.
can you do that in the presence of
Yes.
any?
I could take my computer to Mr. Jameson's office
Fantastic.
with the check tomorrow,
Fantastic.
the $10,000 check, and I can sit down and get my computer to get me loaded in.
And then you can just put the order for sell.
Yes.
everything.
Yes, it doesn't get filled
And you're-
instantly, but it gets done.
Okay, you gonna do it? You a paralegal available? What time you want him to come
All
over
day.
tomorrow? Huh?
I'm in court in and out, but my paralegal will be there all day.
The name of your paralegal?
Yeah.
Beth Meyer?
Yes.
Will you contact at any time? Beth Meyer.
I'll-
Give her a heads up. Give her an hour ahead. Let you know I'm
I'll
coming
write
over.
a check for $10,000,
Yep.
and I'll take
Bring-
my computer over there
Okay.
and log in, and we will know together at the same time the value. Because right offhand, I just don't remember. the
Feel
value.
free to film it if you want it, video it if you want it, the transaction. Okay? And then he'll push the button to sell everything. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. Trust your paralegal to oversee that transaction. It'll be done. Sell everything tomorrow, the Bitcoin,
Is this going to be divided?
cryptocurrency.
Placed in trust.
Now,
and then
when that, how does the money get placed, direct deposit in a bank account that you designate?
That's exactly right. It goes direct deposit to the bank account.
Bank statements won't lie. What bank it's going into?
It's Chase Bank. It'll be the same one as the check's going to be cut on.
Okay, as an also as an officer of the court, please preserve the money, and then
Yes,
we
ma'am.
need to figure out. As you know, if I tell Mr. James to hold it in his trust account, he can't touch a penny of it without court order. So it'll be come into your bank account and do a strict writing of a check and transfer to his law trust account. Okay,
I can do that, yes.
and then till further order of the court.
not to access the account between now and then.
Well, actually, Mr. Knoll suggested you can have half, he can have half, or you might want to say unequal distribution, so you're right, it might be a trial issue.
Discretion
But
we'll decide later.
I don't mind splitting 50-50. I got no
there's
problem.
more reasons behind that. There's not a lot of trust on both sides, obviously, and then they might want to go for a whole more than just a 50% because of either past due or whatever's going to be owed, or not owed, or maybe owed to you. I don't know. But if you need to hire an attorney, or I don't know, perhaps it's not about a matter of rehiring you, Mr. Knoll, but you will find him, maybe if he wants to find another counsel, you maybe assist him, or he'll find another divorce lawyer, then you let me know if you need some kind of, depending on what amount you're going to garnish, then allocation of just for attorney's fees on both sides might be doable, and the rest will preserve.
I would have to assert this right now, that the entire action from plaintiff to defendant is, you're not doing the alcohol assessment, my client's excuse, I don't have the money. He should have the money paid directly for that, to get that done. Secondly, you need to be licensed as an attorney. He owes the State Bar of Nevada, or whatever that
Okay.
reinstatement fee is, like $6,000. I don't know what the money we're talking about, but that's why I was trying to split it, so the
Okay, I see it coming.
adverse
Another
nature
status
against my
check.
client not doing this, here's the money to do it, but he doesn't get any
Okay.
money.
5 days to do the Bitcoin thing, transfer to law trust account. You can hold it and hang on. I will see you guys, calendar call, in 13 days. February 20th at 10 a.m. All right.
But as
Sorry
we said, Judge, that trial date's probably going to be vacated, but
I hear you,
it's a good status check.
for sure.
It's a good, true calendar
Yeah.
call to see if we're ready. to
It's
go.
already